Hello everybody, welcome to part 6 on how to build your own solar panel. Today I'll be talking about vapor barriers. So this is my control. Just took a solar cell, used a little bit of silicone, attached it to the piece of wood, built the frame and stuck the glass on top. And these have been outside for 6 months or a little longer. And I did not seal the wood at all, made it as realistic as I could without just laying the solar cells out in the rain or anything. And as you can tell, there's mildew all over this thing. It's cracked everywhere. Didn't paint it, didn't stain it, didn't polyurethane it. So, and even though this one is rough shape as it is, it still actually makes 0.5 volts. But I just have to guess that eventually it's going to break down and start rusting and lose its power. But so far it still works pretty good. So I'm going to show you each different method that I tried for vapor barrier and try to give you advantages and disadvantages of each. Okay, the next one that I used was duct tape. Very, very easy to find, which should be one advantage. And it has a couple disadvantages. One, it's not very attractive. And two, you can only stick your solar cell and then attach it behind it. So that would be another disadvantage if you want your cell on the bottom. Alright, the next one is clear casting epoxy resin. The disadvantages would be this little box was $11.99. without a coupon. I actually got lucky and had a coupon, which made it around $7 and change. And the other disadvantage would be I had a hard time tracking it down. I looked at Lowe's, Home Depot, local hardware stores, couldn't find it, but I found this one at Michael's, and I'm just guessing you can find it at other craft stores, and maybe they're a little cheaper, because Michael seems to be in the high end sometimes. This has a few advantages. One, is a nice clear coating, and you can either adhere yourself to the front of the glass, you could stick that to the wood and adhere it to the back. So this does have quite a few advantages. And another advantage is it's a 1-to-1 mix ratio, and it comes in 2 bottles, so either 1 cap of the one cap of the other, mix it up, which is a 1-to-1, or 1 whole bottle, 1 whole bottle. Pretty easy to mix up. Alright, on this one I used a product called EVA, and it comes in a big roll. You have to order it, I believe, by the foot or by the yard. Actually, I'm not sure. And I'll show you what it looks like. It comes in a roll with like a wax paper backing. You just peel it off, even though it's not sticky at all. And you set your solar cell down and go ahead and lay it on there. Use a heat gun and just heat it on there. When you heat it on there, it just melts right to whatever you're adhering it to. So there's 2 different sides. There's a bumpy side and a smooth side. This side was the smooth side on top, and I think it does adhere a little better. And this one I wrote bumpy on top, which still seals well, but doesn't stick as well to the glass. And this would be an advantage. You can stick it to the bottom, stick it to the top, or even encase the cells and just sit them in there. It doesn't have to be stuck to anything. It has a few disadvantages. I bought this on eBay, which I could only find on eBay. And I had a hard time getting it from the guy. It took me like 3 weeks just to get this stuff. And it was pretty expensive, I thought, with the shipping and handling. Without the shipping and handling, it was like $1 or $2 a square foot, which isn't bad. But the shipping was almost the same cost on top of that. So it has quite a few advantages, quite a few disadvantages on this one. Okay, this was my solution for the very expensive EVA. I just used contact paper. Bought it at Walmart, huge roll for $3 or $4. I have so much of this stuff. One advantage, very cheap, easy to find, and definitely a very big role for it. Disadvantage, I just went ahead and sealed the back of it, stuck the cell on there, and for that it works pretty good. But I have to imagine if you stuck your cell down and then put the contact paper on top, eventually it's going to probably turn yellow or not be so transparent. So I think the only way you could really use it is this way right here. Okay, and the last one I could think of, which ends up looking like that, and this stuff is, whoops, very sticky. It's a window seal, and this was actually donated to me by the owner of the company or business that I get all the free glass from. And the advantage is it makes a very good seal, and it is black, so if you did the whole panel, you'd have the black and the blue, which is fairly, fairly attractive. And of course, you can only stick the cell against the glass that way, so that would be a disadvantage. And price-wise, I'm not actually sure how much this cost, because it was free, and I actually forgot to ask how much it did cost. But another advantage of this, it does make a very good water vapor seal for the outside. Because this is basically the mock-up of what the solar panel is going to look like. So it makes a very good seal. So that is pretty much the end of number 6. And if anyone can think of another vapor barrier that I haven't thought of, please send me a video response, comment, and maybe we can find something that works even better or cheaper. So thank you very much for watching the video, and as always, take care and God bless.